There's something I want to try to show you that I've been thinking about for a few days, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to actually get you to see it or not. But you know, sometimes when I'm riding Bandit or a horse, I want to pull back on their mouth and I want them to stop when I do it. Now other times, when I pull back on their mouth, I don't want them to stop, I want them to slow down. Or at some point, I don't want them to stop, I want them to push more from behind and kind of get their shoulders up and maybe get their head down a little bit. And how the horse differentiates between those is what my legs are doing. So if I'm going along and I want him to stop, my legs come off him when I engage or when I say whoa. And if he doesn't stop, then I engage the bit. If I'm going along, saying he's trotting pretty fast, and I want him to slow down, well, I might pick up the reins to slow him down, but at the same time, my calves are pushing him so that I'm trying to give him the idea, okay, slow down a little bit, but don't stop. At that point, I might just have my calves laying on him. I'm not really driving him, I'm just laying him on him and giving him some contact, just so it's not the same as when I take them off. And the third thing, when I'm trying to make them drive and have more impulsion, then I'll actively be pulling, I'll hold the reins so I've got some bit contact, and I'll push with my legs in a fairly rhythmic way, or driving him to make him find the thing that I want him to do, which he's starting to learn a little bit. But the things that I want to be able to show you are slowing him down with the reins or stopping him with the reins. And like I said, I'm not sure you're going to be able to see it in this video from my phone. Trot. So I'm going to ask him to go slower, and I got my legs on him. Start to slow down. He's starting to slow down. Drop his head. Now, I think you can probably see that some, and the thing that I need to also tell you is that horses don't learn from pressure. Horses don't learn a thing from you pulling on their faces or kicking them in the ribs. They don't learn a thing from it. What they learn from is when you stop doing that. So when we're trotting along and I pick up the reins because I want him to slow down a little bit, and I put my calves on his sides because I don't want him to slow down to a stop, when he gets in the position that I wanted him to have, when his cadence slows down and he softens up his head, I let him go. You might not see a ton of release, but with release, a ½ inch is as good as 3 inches. So I'll let him go, and then when he picks up the pace again, or if he gets his head, way up, then I might bring it back down again. And it's kind of a little touch and go feathery thing. Try it some more. Now you see when I kick my feet out, he stops. Because he knows from the very beginning I'd say, whoa, my butt down, And if he stops, no, that's great. If he doesn't stop, then I pick up the reins and I make him stop. Same thing when he's standing still. If he's standing still, and that's what I want, the reins are loose, I don't mess with them, I can do whatever else I want to do, and he doesn't move. He doesn't move his feet because he knows as long as I tell him stand still and he's standing still, I can talk to my friends, I can reach over and pick up a barrel, pick up a pole, do whatever I want, and if I'm not messing with him, he's standing still. When I start to pick up the reins, he knows something's about to happen, but he doesn't know what yet. Now if I want to walk off, I'll just, ask him to walk off. I'll tighten up my legs, I might kiss to him. If I want him to back up, I'm going to put my feet forward. He's starting to think about it. Wiggle them, and then pick up the reins, just make a little bit of contact. He's really, really good about being soft and being easy, but the way to keep him soft and easy is to understand why they do what they do. The reason that he backs up so nicely is because I don't jack on his face. There was a time when I was teaching him, I had to take all the slack out of the reins and bump him with my feet and tell him to go someplace, and forward wasn't where I wanted him to go. But they learn from that release. As soon as they do the right thing, like when he's backing up, I barely have to take any slack out of the reins at all. I'm barely touching his mouth. And see how he's learned to back up straight? Well, sort of straight, not bad for a horse that's got 40 days under saddle, 50 days. Because when he would back up crooked, I'd put my spur against him and push his hip back over. I'm not riding with spurs anymore because I don't think the girl who's going to ride him is going to use spurs, and I didn't want him getting used to a real fine contact point if he was going to have a bigger, broader boot contact point. I want him to be successful when he goes home to his girl. I guess that's pretty much what I wanted to show you. I hope you could see the difference. I'm gonna stop him twice. The first time I'll stop him by sitting back and telling him whoa, and the second time I'll stop him by pulling on the reins. When I stop him by pulling on the reins, you have to get your feet off him. Didn't touch the reins till the very end. I said stop, move. Now I'll stop him with the reins. Stopping him with the reins is not as pretty, but it does work. If you get your feet off him. Oh.